When we were talking back at Money in the Bank, obviously you and Sammy had just held the tag team titles. We were talking then about what you wanted to do with them and your hopes were. Looking at it now, a few months removed, how do you feel about that run?
Got another question?
Why did it have to end?
I'll say this. Me and Sammy worked our asses off to give main events on Raw every week that had people going wild, and we succeeded. And I'm not one to toot my own horn. I really am not. But I think Sammy and I did a lot of special things as champions that went under the radar because they weren't on pay-per-views. They weren't in the big, under the big bright lights. They were usually on Raw. But man, we had some very special matches, and it was great. It was great to have that with them, regardless of what I wish we could have accomplished. One of the things I had said before we won the titles is I hope we were going to do justice to the run that Usos had with them. I don't think we got the chance to do that, but it's certainly not for lack of trying on our end.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, another one of my favourite sort of Kevin Owens moments in the past few years is, of course, Steve Austin at WrestleMania. I was really lucky enough to be there and just witness it and soak it all in that stadium at that time. Now that time is removed, how do you look back on that again? Because I think it was an incredible, exceeded expectations.
Yeah. I was just talking to somebody else about this. It's very hard to put into words the feeling I had and the fact that I got to experience that, and it's still hard to believe it ever happened. Honestly, I'll go back every couple months. It used to be every couple weeks or every couple days. I'd have to go back for a good year after. I'd watch that match, or at the very least the beginning of the match, a few times a week to almost
digest,
prove to myself that it happened. And now, it's every couple weeks, every couple months, I'll kind of just get, whether I'm driving or just sitting at home and just kind of lost in my thoughts, and that'll pop up like, hey, remember when you got to do that? Really wild. Let's watch it. It's pretty crazy.
Did your relationship grow with Steve out of that? Like, do you know what I mean?
We've always had a pretty good relationship before that, which I think is why I ended up being in the spot that I was in that night. And, it hasn't changed. We're still, we don't talk every day or anything like that, but we keep in touch. I will say this. A month later, after our match, it was my birthday.
Right.
And I somehow missed the call. Like my phone didn't ring. I didn't know it happened. I just saw a voicemail from Steve Austin, and it's him singing me happy birthday on my birthday. Probably the greatest thing that came out of that match, because he never did it before then, hasn't done it since. But I think because of the moment we had shared just a month before, he called me on my birthday, sang me happy birthday. That message is saved forever. So that's probably my favorite part of all this.
That's phenomenal. Yeah. Can we talk about how gigantic your son is?
We sure can, yeah.
Is he interested in wrestling?
Yeah, he's not passionate like I am. He doesn't eat it, like I did, or breathe it, like I was living, breathing 24/7 wrestling when I was his age. He's not like that, but he likes it. He likes sitting with me and watching, classic matches that I choose to see him, and whenever he gets to come live, obviously, he appreciates everything. He wants to try. He wants to start training. I'm in no rush. He's 16. I started when I was 14, and while I'm thankful for all the experience, probably too early. It was probably too early. He could take his time. He's just turned 16. He's 6'7". He's around 280. And he's still growing, I think. So I think if he wants to, he has the tools to probably, have a pretty good career if he were to choose.
Are you a bit like LeBron, where he's like, I want to play with my son?
I see Ray and Dominic.
Exactly.
Very unfortunate how it all turned out,
Yeah.
Dominic being the dickhead he's become. But, I remember watching Ray and Dominic team. What an incredible moment. And then I remember them wrestling at WrestleMania, another incredible moment. So if I ever got the chance to do that with my son, that'd be great. But, I want him, above all else, I want him to love what he does for a living. And if wrestling's not for him, I'm certainly not going to, push him towards something he won't appreciate.
Lastly, and obviously terrible note to end on, but we're all aware of what's going on with Vince McMahon at the moment. A lot of different people have spoken out about it. Superstars here today. Obviously, as a man who's worked here for a long time and, committed to the company for many, many years, I guess just what's your reaction to how that's all transpired and hopefully, obviously now, moving into a better direction?
I mean, obviously, everything that's come out is awful. Just terrible, and there's really no words to describe how sad this makes me feel. If the people that spoke out went through what they went through, it's terrible, shameful, and it can't ever happen again.
Yeah,
that's really all it comes down to.
Very simple. 2 quick ones for social. Who's your favourite sports star outside of WWE?
It's so tough to pick. I can't. You know,
It can be ever, it can be today. It's up to you.
I mean, I guess Patrick Roy is my, you know, like when he was named, when I was a kid, him and Mario Lemieux, I would watch hockey. I loved hockey because of them.
Not a Gretzky guy.
Gretzky's great too, but I just, because I'm from Quebec,
Gotcha.
you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Lemieux and Patrick Roy were more, you know, obviously my kind of people. And now, you know, seeing him get head coach of the Islanders kind of broke my heart a little because I was kind of hoping the Habs would, even though the coach we have now is doing a pretty good job. Hey, you're off center again, Kevin.
Yeah. Why
I was
is
kind of hoping the Habs would snatch up Roy as their head coach, but, you know, it's all good.
And is there anybody who you think is a particular monster in the gym in WWE?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really spend much time in the gym, shockingly enough. So if I go, it's not at the Gold's Gym with everybody. It's like the Fairfield Inn, you know, elliptical machine. So I don't really see anybody in there. But, you know, the commentators talk all the time about how strong people are. Just listen to those
there you
guys.
go. Just tune in.
Bobby Lashley is just...
I mean, even if you didn't know, that's a safe bet.
I've been in the ring with him. It hurts so bad. So I'm sure it's very strong. Yeah.
Kevin, as usual, man, thank you very much.